Right, this video is going to cover the strategy stuff. It's going to be kind of not motivational but inspirational video. There's a difference. I'll explain that if you really want me to in a webinar or something like that. But to sort of briefly sum it up, not everybody wants to go and do this kind of thing. So I don't want to motivate people to do stuff they don't want to do, but I want to inspire people who are looking for a way to make money. Okay, this is a very, very, very good way to make money. It's not a hard way to make money. It's not even hard work, and you can generate 6 figures per year if you do it properly. Okay, now the whole course is based on a 6 figures per year strategy, and the longer we go, or the deeper we go into this course, the more that is going to become apparent. You've got some brief introduction in the first couple of videos about how we have been strategic with the template being built around strategies. Okay, you've got some insight by now. What I want to cover in this one is a little bit more reality of what your expectations are, and to set your expectations very, very honestly, you need to understand that you need to be prepared to put the work in. Okay, and the work in this situation, for these templates, I would expect it would take about an hour, maximum 2 hours to fill in the template, depending on how detailed you want to be. And you need probably an hour to 2 hours maybe to craft your bonuses, to craft your lead magnets, but you can buy the lead magnets to speed that up, which will make things a lot faster for you. And if you're willing to do that, and you understand the process is not overnight success, the process is going to be gradual but constant growth, okay? So that in a few weeks from now, if you follow this, a few weeks from now, you will have started to build an email list, you will have started to make sales, you will see a clear path in a few weeks, and you will see exactly the way that I've set this up for you. And you will appreciate what is there and why it's there, and you will even start to tweak to improve with your own ideas. Okay, that's what we want to get to. How do we get there? Well, let's not make any assumptions that you can do this only with search engine optimization traffic. I don't think that you can. There are situations where there are people who are making like $40,000, $50,000, $90,000 per year on one product. Okay, we will cover that in the sort of bonus video later. It's one product I will cover, maybe in a webinar or something like that, just to inspire a little bit more. But for this kind of approach that we're doing here for product launches, we need to be building an email list. We need to be building an audience. There are multiple ways to build an audience, as we've mentioned, okay? But the real way to build an audience, the most effective way to build an audience is still email marketing. Okay, so if you're collecting email leads, then it's really, really, really the best way to get sales. That's what all of these guys are doing these launches for, really cheap launches. Okay, so they built a software that might have cost them $10,000 to build. They're selling it for $20 in the front end. Why are they doing that? They're front loading the conversion on the front end. Okay, they're front loading the conversion on the front end for one reason. They're building an email list, a buyer's email list from it. Okay, the people that are coming in are proven now to be buyers for this particular kind of product or this particular product type. Okay, they are collecting the email list and they're going to remarket to them multiple times. Tomorrow they're going to get an email about somebody else's product, or they're going to get an email about an upsell in a webinar after the launch, or they're going to get an email recommending something to complement that product. Okay, there's multiple strategies there. I will cover some of those later. But that's the game. That's the game that they're playing. Okay, and we have to play that game as well. We have to be building an audience. That has to happen. That has to be the number one goal across all of these sites, and that's why the template is designed the way that it's designed. Okay, we will get into the steps of setting up a template in another video. Okay. But right now you just need to understand what we're doing, why we're doing it. Okay, right, so to make a 6 figure per year business, to build a six-figure per year business, we really need two things. We need conversions and we need traffic. Now, the template itself covers the conversions. We've already covered that in the first couple of videos, and you can see clearly what we're trying to do here. It will become even more clear as we go through it as well, the future videos that's coming up. Okay, now the second element there, the traffic element, is really hugely important. You can have the nicest site, you can have the best bonuses, you can have all these conversion things happening in your template, but if nobody's coming into that website, you're not going to make any money, you're not going to build any email list. So how do we get traffic? Well, there's multiple ways to do it. Okay, we can do it with paid traffic, we can do it with search engine optimization, we can do it with search engine optimization for the website and for videos. We can do it multiple ways. We can do press releases, we can do traffic via social media, we can do traffic via YouTube advertising and stuff like that. So that part we need to cover a little bit separately, and I have got a separate SEO course being done for people just to have the ability to use WordPress Alpha in a way that is really hugely beneficial, not only to this particular template, but for any future templates that you want to build as well. I will explain that a little bit later. Okay, so the traffic is basically, it's built to convert if you follow the steps. The training is built to help you to make money and grow that business over time. Okay, it's not a 24-hour business. Okay, you're not going to make 100 grand tomorrow. You are going to make some money if you do the steps as early as a week or 2 or 3 weeks. It depends how well you follow the steps. Okay, you need to have the mindset of buying into constant growth. Okay, you need to have the mindset that when things don't go your way, that you don't give up, that you keep going and you follow the same principles. Okay, when I built my business, it wasn't smooth. It never is smooth, and it shouldn't be smooth, because when we have things go against us, we learn from it and we can move on. Okay, we can take the lessons and move on, or we can jump up and down and have a tantrum. Okay, tantrums don't make you money. Learning and moving on will make you money. Okay, so what we need to do is have that mindset that we are going to make this happen no matter what. Okay, we are going to see things don't go away, and we're going to learn from it, and we're going to implement what we learned into it. Okay, so this is where you will start to come into your own. This is where you will start to understand what we put in the template is there for you as a tool, but the strategy that you put behind it and the approach that you put behind it, although I've put some things in place, you need to tweak that according to your own experiences. Okay, and the more you can do that, the more confident you're going to get, and the better you're going to get at it. Okay, my approach to things might be completely different from yours. I can only tell you what's worked for me, but you might have your own ideas. Test them. Okay, it doesn't matter if they work or don't work. Fail fast, learn, and move forward. Okay, that's what we all have to do. And when you can do that, then it gets easier as you start to see more and more success. Every time you have a win, no matter how big, how small, is a step in the right direction. Okay, and it's a journey full of small wins, a collection of small wins to get to the point where you can look back and think, I'm glad I made that journey. This is actually working. I'm making money. Okay, if you can do that, then that's basically you're on your way to getting bigger and better and stronger and helping other people too. You can reach back and help someone else. Right now, with that mindset, if you can get into that mindset, if you can buy into that mindset, if you're willing to put a little bit of work in that's needed, the more work you put in, the better it's going to be. Okay, now if you have a look at some people who have been really successful with this kind of stuff, have a look at guys like HanFan, for example. Most people who have bought from JVZoo product launches are familiar with him. He carved a little niche for himself, along with guys like Mike from Maine, along with guys like Brett Ritecki. Brett has got a blog. He does honest reviews, and sometimes his reviews can be brutal. Okay, and he's built a niche audience with that kind of thing. He's done a fantastic job there. You got people at HanFan who have built a whole niche from interviewing people, the product creators, like a couple of days before the launch. Okay, and then he's able to extract from them a lot of the time, an exclusive bonus that he can announce on the video, etc. as well. He's built a niche for himself. He's carved out an angle that nobody else was really doing, except for another guy called Mike from Men. He did something similar as well. I don't know who did first between those two, but both of them have been super successful in doing this. Okay, and they've built multiple, six-figure businesses by doing that, and they did it very, very, very well. Okay, so you can make six figures without even your own products. In some ways, it's even better. Let me tell you, because you don't have the support to do. You don't have to pay staff to do a lot of stuff for you, okay? You basically have got everything in the box here done for you if you just understand the principles behind it, okay? Whereas if you are doing products, okay, and you have got to set up in JVZoo or Warrior Plus, and you have got to write out all those swipes, and you have got to write the sales page or hire a copywriter, or you've got to get a sales page designer, and you've got to get somebody to do this, and you've got to do that. It builds, and it's a lot of work to do. A product launch is a lot of work. You've got the advantage of all that hard work already been done. Six-figure copywriters, all that kind of stuff. All you got to do is get people to come to you. How do you get people to come to you instead of somebody else? Well, that can come from having your own voice, having your own sort of angle on this, the same way that these guys that I mentioned, the Han Fan and Brett Rutecki and Mike from Maine have done. Okay, so each one of those guys built their own kind of little niche where a lot of people start to follow them. So you start really to build a tribe, and to build that tribe you need the honesty, you need to be able to have an audience building that you can announce to about bonuses, about information about a product launch coming up, and we got these freebies coming up as well. Tell your existing audience about the freebies you're going to put in there as well. They will tell other people. Tell them in advance. It's not going to add their email address into the list because it's already there, but they will tell other people, okay? So what we need to do is understand that whole principle of what is happening. Try and find your own voice, and you will start to build your own voice the more you do this, okay? You will start to build your own confidence in the way that you approach stuff, and then you start to build your own tribe, okay? And with this mini site strategy, if you stick to it, this is going to be better for you in the long term, okay? Because the mini site strategy, it takes away all the negatives from what most of the guys are doing, okay? Most of the guys that are doing this as a business, they are promoting every single day, and every single day is a different product, okay? Or multiple times in a week it's a different product, okay? You can see from some of these guys that they're sending multiple emails per day, that every day there's another bunch of emails, and it could be for a completely different product. And that is how to lose credibility. That is how to lose trust. That is how to get a whole bunch of unsubscribes, okay? We don't want to do that, okay? We really don't want to do that. And believe me, I've tested this stuff intensely at times, okay? And for testing purposes too, okay? Now there's things that we can do that I will go into later to try and balance that. So if you ever do want to go and test it, you have a fallback, okay? We can cover that a little bit later, maybe in a webinar. That would be better. But for this, what we want to understand is that by doing a mini site, what we are doing is one promotion at a time. Where maybe we're putting in 3 or 4 hours work in the preparation for that promotion, and for the rest of that week we only focus on that one promotion, okay? For the rest of that week we only focus on that. And that can be, if you've got an email list, you're sending out multiple emails with different angles to your email list. It could be that you are going into social media, into groups, and talking about what you're offering for a bonus, or talking about the product and starting a conversation about the product, and then introducing about your bonus. It could be that you're doing press release. It could be that you're doing some retargeting, $5 a day budget advertising. It could be many things, okay? And we will cover some of that as well. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to cover in this particular video. I told you it wasn't going to be motivational. Hopefully it's been inspirational enough for you to be able to sit up and think, this could be interesting. This is actually something I want to learn more about. If you are there right now at that point, then good, let's get some work done, because we can make this happen. We really can make this happen, okay? We all started, all the people who have got big email lists now, all started from nothing, okay, and had to work our way up. You can do it. You can do it too. And you can do it without having a product. And you can do it with other people's 6-figure sales pages, 6 figures copywriters, and 6 figures designs, and 6 figures conversion strategies, okay? You can take their work and sell it, okay? You're really selling somebody else's work who has invested in a whole bunch of professionals to make those conversions for you, okay? All you need to do is put in a little bit of work, 3 or 4 hours per week, okay? And we can make this happen. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.